Not long ago, I tracked a single workday, hour by hour, every task I did, how long it took, and at the end of the day, I sat back and looked at the list, 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's what I'd spent on tasks that had nothing to do with thinking, deciding or leading. Research, writing first drafts, summarising documents, sending repetitive follow-up messages. 3 hours, almost every day. I wasn't bad at my job, I was spending my energy in the wrong places. And when I started using AI, not to replace my thinking, but to handle that kind of work, it didn't take 3 hours anymore. It took 10 minutes. That's not a tech revelation, that's a practical one. And that's what today is all about. Here's the first thing I want you to understand, because most people get this wrong and it leads them to either fear AI completely or trust it completely, and both can be dangerous. AI is not a brain, it is not magic, it is not conscious. At its core, an AI language model is a pattern matching prediction engine. It has been trained on an enormous amount of human text, books, articles, websites, conversations, and it has learned to predict what word comes next given everything before it. It is extraordinarily good at this. So good that the output often looks like genuine understanding. But it's not understanding, it's very sophisticated pattern completion. Why does this matter? Because when you know what it is, you know what it can and cannot do. You stop asking it to make your decisions. You stop trusting it blindly and you start using it for what it's actually brilliant at. Think of it this way. Imagine you hired a brilliant junior assistant who had read everything, every book, every article, every report ever written. They can summarize anything. They can write anything in any style. They can explain any concept. They never sleep. They never complain. And they respond in seconds. But they have one serious flaw. They sometimes make things up. Not out of malice. They just can't always tell the difference between what they actually know and what sounds plausible. And they have no real world judgment, no ethics, no lived experience. That's AI. And once you see it that way, you use it very differently. So let's get practical. Here are 5 categories where AI consistently saves meaningful time. Number 1, research and summarizing. If you need to understand a topic quickly, a market, a concept, a competitor, a piece of legislation, AI can synthesize information in minutes that would take you hours to gather manually. Not as a replacement for deep expertise, but as a starting point. I use Perplexity for this, specifically because it cites its sources, which matters a lot. Number 2, first drafts of written content, emails, proposals, reports, social posts, scripts, anything that starts with a blank page is slower than it needs to be. AI can give you a first draft in 30 seconds. You then edit, adjust, make it sound like you. But starting from something is dramatically faster than starting from nothing. Number 3, brainstorming. Sometimes you're stuck. You've been staring at a problem and you need more angles. AI is an excellent thinking partner for generating options. Not to give you the answer, to give you more raw material to work with. Number 4, repetitive writing. Think about all the templated communication in your life. Follow-up emails, meeting summaries, status updates, job descriptions if you're hiring. These tasks are important, but they don't require deep thought. AI handles them in seconds. Number 5, explaining complex things simply. If you're trying to understand something technical, or if you need to explain something to someone who's not an expert, AI is remarkable at this. Ask it to explain quantum computing like you're 12. Or explain a legal clause in plain English. It does this very well. Those 5 categories, that's where you get your time back. Now, here's the part most people skip, and it's where things go wrong. There are 3 categories where AI is generally dangerous, and using it carelessly can cost you, professionally, personally, or ethically. Number 1, fact-checking. AI hallucinates. That's the technical term for it. It produces confident, fluent, completely made up information. Statistics, quotes, case studies, dates. I've seen AI confidently cite a study that doesn't exist. I've seen it attribute a quote to someone who never said it. If accuracy matters, and it usually does, you must verify AI output against real sources. Always. Number 2, decisions requiring judgment or ethics. Who do you hire? Who do you let go? What do you do when 2 good options conflict? What's the right thing to do in a morally complex situation? AI has not lived experience. It has no skin in the game. It will give you an answer. It always gives you an answer. but that answer is pattern-based, not wisdom-based. Your judgment, developed through real experience, is irreplaceable here. Number 3, emotionally sensitive communication. When someone is grieving, when you're having a conflict, when someone needs to feel genuinely heard, AI-generated messages in these contexts often feel hollow. Because they are. Warmth, care, and real human connection cannot be outsourced. Don't try it. Let me walk you through the actual workflow I use, because I think showing you something real is more useful than keeping it abstract. Step 1, I start with Perplexity for any research. Why Perplexity? Because it searches the web in real time and shows you the sources. That matters because AI models trained on fixed data can be out of date, and I need to verify what I'm working with. Step 2, once I have a foundation of verified information, I move to ChatGPT or Claude for production. This is where I write drafts, build out content, create summaries, or work through ideas. I treat this like a conversation. I go back and forth, I push back on outputs, I ask it to try again with different constraints. Step 3, everything that's useful goes into Notion. I have a system there, a knowledge base, where I store research, outputs, and notes. The AI is the generator, Notion is the memory. I'm the editor and decision maker. That's it. 3 tools, clear purpose for each. And I spend a fraction of the time I used to on the administrative layer of my work. The single biggest reason people get poor results from AI is that they give it a poor prompt. Garbage in, garbage out. This was true before AI and is still true now. Here's the formula I use, 3 components. First, context. Tell it who you are and what you're working on. I run a small business in the health and wellness space, and I'm writing an email to existing customers. Context shapes everything about the response. Second, specificity. Be precise about what you need. Not write me an email. Write me a 150-word email with a friendly tone announcing our new Monday class schedule, with a clear call to action to book online. Vague requests, vague results. Specific requests, useful result. Third, format. Tell it how you want the output structured. Give me 3 options. Present this as bullet points. Write this in a conversational tone. No jargon. The format instructions saves you from getting back something you can't use. Context, specificity, format. Practice those 3 and your AI outputs will be consistently better within days. There's a fear underneath a lot of the conversation about AI. The fear that it's coming for your job, that being good at your craft won't matter anymore, that things are moving too fast to keep up. I understand that fear. I felt versions of it myself. But here's the shift that changed how I see this. The people who will be most valuable in the next 10 years are not the ones who can do the most tasks. They're the ones who can think the clearest, judge the wisest, and communicate the most effectively. AI handles volume, it handles speed, it handles routine, but it doesn't handle wisdom. It does not handle trust. It does not handle the kind of decision making that requires real experience and real accountability. So the question isn't whether AI will change the way you work. It already has, whether you're using it or not, because your colleagues, your competitors, the person across from you in the interview room, they're using it. The question is whether you're going to use it deliberately and well. And the answer to that starts tonight. Here's what I want you to do this week. Pick 1 task, just one, that you do regularly and that doesn't require your best thinking. A summary you write, a follow-up email, research for a report, a first draft of something. Try using AI for that 1 task. Don't expect perfection. Expect a starting point. See how long it takes compared to doing it yourself. See what you get. That's it. 1 task, 1 experiment. Just see what happens. If you want to share what you discovered, drop it in the comments. I read everyone. On this channel, I break down 1 life skill every week so you can build a better life. 1 conversation, 1 habit, 1 system at a time. That's what this channel's about. Life, knowledge, productivity. Thank you for watching.